economy tomorrow. The American dream will now be defined in the tips of toddler tongues, and the things that they have known, the day will rob them of. Let the darkness of this place send forth the night birds and nightmares, and watch them flutter and gallop the new prophecies past the dying light and into the stillness of the new morning. And let them send word to the hopeless and the sick that their saviors have come, though their mothers are still reluctant to let them be that which they would become. What will become of our hopes and dreams? What will become of these babies bursting from revolution's womb? Will they succeed? Respected faculty, fellow peers, friends, family, transfer students, ligacated, and the class of 2012. I am honored to be in your presence, to be able to speak to you, this class of 2012. Just 3 years ago, I would never have imagined that I would be standing where I am tonight, in this auditorium as a senior. 3 years ago, I was not the most excited freshman in the world. Rather, I was a long-haired bundle of nerves. Anxious, awkward, and already homesick, which isn't really saying much because I live like 30 minutes away. Sure, I did the cheers with Ruby Unrath. I did them half-heartedly. Please, I have to live with these people for the next 4 years of my life. I don't want to look stupid. Surrounded by the sea of the brightest minds in America, I began thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to fit in? Like many of you, I just come off an amazing senior year of high school. I had finally found my place. A group of friends, and things were starting to make sense. That was until graduation rolled in. I remember feeling this overwhelming sense of fear and anxiety at the thought of starting from scratch once again at a new place. I was constantly self-doubting, unsure if I would adjust socially, let alone academically. But this place has a seductive quality about it, and I quickly fell in love. WashU has always been a silent presence in the background of my life. For more than 20 years, my dad has been a professor here at the university, and oftentimes I would get to come to the office with him, or come with my mom to pick him up from work. I remember gawking at the castles and chimneys that seemed to rise into the clouds and disappear. There was an unmistakable aura to this place. Something very important and profound was occurring here, but I just couldn't place it. As a senior, a 21-year-old, I've only now begun to grasp the magic and wonder that is hiding around every corner of this campus. Tonight, I stand before you feeling like that nervous new student, if not that odd little boy. Odd to address this class of 2012, a class with these untouched years awaiting them, will once again rewrite the history books and change the world. We are standing at a crossroads, a most incredible historical moment for both our nation and our globe. The clues are abundant. Just turn on the TV, or feel the sun warming us a little too much, or sense something brewing in the underbelly of our country. In the midst of these rumblings in our collective consciousness, you, the class of 2012, you will enter the most formative 4 years of your life. There are no coincidences. Directly and indirectly, these next 4 years of higher education will have an incredible impact on the way the world will spin. This higher education can take many forms, and it is the synthesis of both book knowledge and self-knowledge that must be achieved in order to begin to tackle the issues of today. Change is a word that has been thrown around a lot this past year. We want to change other people, change the way politics are run in America, change institutions. We are all demanding change. But changing the world only begins when we first look within ourselves with understanding and without bias to see what we truly are. In general, we can all be confusing riddles, all of us seeking some semblance of clarity. We fear the unknown. We doubt ourselves. We think we're not good enough or big enough to affect change. We have these notions about what we stand for, what our strengths are, what our values are, and think we know the limits of our possibilities. The type of change I talk of is innately a paradigm shift. And it is a way of thinking of ourselves, not just others or those ahead of us, but ourselves as important agents. This world, for all its wonder and its beauty, still needs a lot of help. Look at our own country, from the economy to healthcare, poverty, prejudice, and fear. There's much work to be done. And there's no better way for us to begin than by addressing ourselves first. Knowing oneself